Welcome to the Lightworker Podcast. I am your host, Natalie Grant. I am a lightworker, a meditation facilitator, Reiki master, and a health and wellness enthusiast who thrives on helping people. Connection is my superpower, and I just love bringing people to a space where transformation can occur. Are you looking for information on being a lightworker? Are you a lightworker and just love collecting knowledge from other lightworkers? I'll just have a little looky low here. As long as the time is going, it's working. So I don't ever start this with a big...
Oh, you don't? You've got the intro, huh? Just go for it.
Let's just go for it.
Yeah.
So thank you for being here.
Thanks for the invite.
And thank you everyone for coming and watching this with us. Sammy.
Hey, Nat.
Grab life by the balls. And it's always a bit tacky in the beginning till we get into a flow. But you and I have known each other for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I feel really lucky to call you a friend.
Oh, thanks.
And, you know, like you were just saying before off camera, aren't we lucky to have had some amazing teachers cross our paths over our life and kind of where it's taken us from where we started to where we are now. And the journey is so full of ups and downs and merry-go-rounds. And so with this podcast, what I really like doing is showcasing you and the story of awakening, all right? Because I would consider you a person who walks around who's very self-aware, who has got a heart of gold and a big mission. You know, I feel like I walk around with my mission just strapped to the front of my chest, and you literally have it strapped to the front of your chest.
Yeah, all over a car and everything. Yep.
And
that's about right. Yeah.
And I feel like in a way we're walking the path of just wanting to provide safe place for humans to be able to be themselves.
Yeah.
And we do it in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And so today, let's find out how Sam does it. So your story of awakening, Sammy, like I know you're a cricketer. Yep.
In a formal life, yeah.
In a formal life. And I know that you're a family man, you have Jacko, you know, life has taken you on some...
Yep, it has.
It isn't a straight line. It's these ones. And all of it is learning and teaching us and becoming better humans. So when do you think in the journey so far, because you turned 40.
Yeah.
You did. When did you have your awakening to self, like to really looking at why you're here and what are you doing here?
I think there's probably stages of that.
Yeah, when was the first one?
Well, the first one was following the cricket dream, I suppose, if we break it down into stages.
Yeah, let's do that.
And then that was basically born with a cricket bat in my hand, just about.
Okay.
Every childhood memory or relayed to me, particularly from my parents, involves some sort of cricket or a cricket bat. Even like my grandma kicking a ball towards me while she put the washing on the line when I was like 3.
Okay.
And then I'd hit it and go get it and bring it back type thing.
Yeah.
So I think cricket and having something to focus on, but that strive and that ambition and trying to better yourself and practice and getting quite a lot of instant feedback. And then if you make a mistake, you might, like if you're playing cricket and you get out, like you dwell on that for like a week. Or as you got older, it was...
If you're like my husband, it's a lot longer.
But then as a kid, it was like you'd play Saturday, I'd play Saturday, I'd play Sunday afternoon, and then I'd play on a Sunday. Like that was like heaven at one stage.
Yeah.
So
you got a lot of fulfillment out of playing the team sport.
Yeah, I just love playing cricket.
Yeah.
And then enjoyed the team sports, like growing up in Leeton in country New South Wales. So at the time, maybe 6,500 people.
Yeah.
Not a great deal else to do. It's not like you live on the coast or anything like that.
Yeah. Inland Victoria.
Or New South.
Sorry. Yep.
New South Wales. Yeah. So it's probably a good thing in many ways that I had sport and things to focus on and to lead me down different paths rather than going
rather than the other ones. So with when you were sort of teens, like, because you're alluding to that there were other options out there, but you found that the sport was the thing that really pulled you in the direction of improving self.
I think like a strong self-reliance. Like, there's a team around. Like, cricket's a great sport because there's a larger emphasis on the individual part within a team context. So it is like a job, or there's so many. I think sport's a beautiful analogy for life, and it's amplified. Mistakes are highlighted and learnings, and it doesn't always, no matter how good your plan is or how good your vision board is, everyone's got a plan until you get punched in the face, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think sport's a great one to, whether that's martial arts or with Jackson now and like your journey, or whether, for me it was cricket, and then that ambition of wanting to be better and wanting to be, I think at some stage I lost the fun.
Okay.
And it became about the ambition and success and how it looked on the outside rather than how it felt on the inside. So it's probably a little thing.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's a good one. Never thought about it like that. But there was a lot of like, I would throw a ball at a wall, and I'd have my pads on. I'd have like all my gear on. I'd have witches' hats and all these buckets as fielders. And I'd like, that was my weekend, right? I never had a girlfriend when I was younger.
No, but that's that drive to improve and to be the best version of yourself you can be. And in that moment, it was cricket.
Yeah.
So, and you're doing things that are going to help you develop that skill. Yeah.
Yeah. And then that focus, then it was like, well, you need to move to a capital city to follow that dream.
Yeah.
And the right people turning up at the right time. A cricket coach from Hay, which is like even further west, like there's not much in Hay. And there's not much on the way to Hay. He ended up in Melbourne at a prestigious private school, and all the stars aligned and scholarship, and ended up down there. And
amazing.
Yeah, and I think
so what was something that he was able to impart on you? Do you remember this person's name?
Kenny Lugston. Yeah, I remember Kenny.
There you go.
There was many great people and some great coaches.
Yeah. Anything that comes to mind that you sort of think, well, that was really
I think it was just a great environment to be like I was 12 and I was playing against adults, right? I was like 13 or 14 playing against my PE teachers back home. It's a big learning curve, but I think with how social my dad is, and him travelling around and like being part of the Rotary Club in like Mount Isa and the Rotary Club in Leeton and all these sorts of things, being quite social and being able to, now looking back from what Grab Life by the Ball starts, being able to talk to anyone and everyone. It was just kind of what you did. It'd take 3 or 4 hours to go down the little main street of Leeton.
Yeah.
And get the papers, right? It was a whole process.
Yeah, because Dad's stopping and talking to everyone.
Yeah, well, we were having, Dad was having beers in the woolshed next door with Johnny Buller and the guys there. Like, it was just like it's a real blokey. It's funny how you look back, and real blokey upbringing. And I think just learning. And then we were playing for the Soldiers Club, right? So then all the old boys were coming in from bowls, and they had a special area for us younger guys to be able to go in. So then we're talking to the old boys as well. Like, Sammy, how you going? How'd you go today? Like, just blokes from all walks of life with all different backgrounds, all different ages, and just you kind of get exposed to that, and you say good day to everyone in a small town, right? So
you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we do up here in the Sunshine Coast as well. It's just how it is. But there, you go to a capital city and it can be very different.
Yeah, it's very different. And I think it's important to mention along the journey is like, I think I got injured there at some point. So Dad, again, the influence, he had a car accident when he was younger and always saw a chiropractor for his injuries. So then I was taken not to the local physio or anyone else. We went to the local chiropractor. Yeah.
So tell us about that, because that's your old life as well.
Yeah. So then,
and isn't it funny when you reflect on, oh yeah, I was a cricketer and that's what I did, and I was dedicated to that practice. Because who does suit themselves up and throw a ball at a wall so that you can get hit? Try and refine your bowling.
Yeah, well, that's no different to learning a card or something as well. It's just
it's what we do in our particular type of sport that you like doing. And it is true, it's no different. But you were young.
Yeah.
And I suppose you're watching Jackson now do it through martial arts and seeing that dedication in that space now. What's that like?
It's really challenging. It's about the one. It's great that, like, it's not hard to take him. He's such an excitable kid. He's got a great energy. But it was like he chose martial arts. I think we tried little kickers initially.
Oh, yeah.
And he loved it, but then it was like, but then we're still watching all the different, as he got older, we were watching the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and all the ninja stuff, right? So it was like, finally, like, okay, right, we need to get you into martial arts. And again, stumbled across through different connections and, you know, a funny story with that as well. Found this great teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a great brand, I suppose, as well, because the teachers elevated to growing the business across Australia. But
yeah, amazing.
The teachers are still, you know, those stepping stones, which then, you know, transposes, like we talked about last week, into a structure that we've formulated with Drone Life by the Balls. We're bouncing all over the place there.
Right, we're going to get back now. I want to know about the chiropractic. We're going to stay.
Oh, yeah, so
you had injuries, which then led you to.
Yeah, so
what was that like? Because your friends would probably have gone to the GP.
Yeah, well, I think there was a physio in town as well. So yeah, so I remember like I don't know if it was like a tennis elbowy thing or a bit of a sore back or a bit of both, actually, two separate things around somewhere between like 13 and 15. So I ended up going to the chiropractor and magically fixed, right, with all the different things and whatever. I didn't really think much of it, but I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then 16 went to boarding school and then chased the cricket dream. And then, you know, like if you're, I don't know, if you're in the top couple of percent of being a cricketer, like that's pretty good. But that it's like the top 0.1% or something. I'm sure there's a different number, but there's the difference between really good and a master is fucking huge.
Yeah, and then in life, how many people are in a team? Because for somebody like me that doesn't pay that much attention to cricket, how many people are in a team?
There's 11 in a team. So as a batsman, there's, you know, 4 or 5 positions, and if you compare that to even like the other codes of like rugby league or footy, AFL, there's quite a lot of players, right? And there's quite a lot of teams, and they're quite well known. But then even the state guys for cricket, most people won't know, and they're the best in the state. And there's only 7 or 8 teams, not 18 or 19 teams in a competition, right? So,
that's what I mean. Like it's your opportunity to actually fulfill that dream is narrowed. Yeah. So what was that like for you?
Yeah, that was like talking about moments that it was like, oh, I was a bit flat.
Yeah, because I mean, you suited up from a really little kid to prepare yourself for this. Yeah. So what was that like?
Yeah, it was pretty rough. Well, it's like an acknowledgement of like, oh, okay, I'm not going to make it.
Yeah.
Like, and that was that was the reason for doing everything.
Yeah. That's why I want you to share a little bit more about what
I think that was probably around like 22.
Yeah, cool.
And I felt like I really tried. I definitely, different things I now know, but also the level of commitment and stuff, you know, as I got a little bit older, should have maybe stuck with what I knew I needed to do rather than just sort of, we all try to be cool or try to be someone else because we're not cool enough, or all those sorts of things through different ages. And I probably should have stuck true to me.
Yeah.
But then, you know, like I look at a lot of other cricketers that were way better than me, and, you know, they barely scratched the surface on reaching it to the, you know, playing for Australia or anything like that. So it's like there's a lot of luck and sorts of things, and that didn't end up being my path. So I think that was pretty tough. It was really hard to sort of find a new focus, but I think I just quickly, probably thinking about it now, talking out loud, I probably just switched that straight into chiropractic.
Yeah, okay. So how did you decide when you knew that wasn't going to be the avenue? How did you decide, I'm going to go and study chiropractic?
So I'd sort of, in school in Victoria, where I ended up going to boarding school, psychology was like a subject.
Yeah.
And it was fascinating. It was so good. Really loved it. I was like, this is really cool. And obviously loved the PE and all those sorts of physical education stuff. Loved all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, well, let's do a blend of both. Like, let's do sports psychology. We got to uni in between travelling to playing cricket in England and stuff.
Yeah.
And just So, well, I found certain parts of psychology boring, but I couldn't get my head around. I just worked reasonably hard. I would say overly hard at getting into this course at uni.
Yeah, okay.
And now this is boring as shit.
What is boring?
Well, just like the
When you're
technicalities, some of the pathways to get you there, and you have to get really good marks to then be accepted, and then there's more study, and you go and write a thesis and all these sorts of things.
So halfway through, you're going, oh my gosh.
Well, not even halfway. I was just like, this isn't really what I signed up for. This isn't the goals and the strategy and stuff. Like, these aren't the things that I thought I'd be talking about. Probably more focused on that sport side of things, which takes 6 years to become a master at or to get into, those sorts of things.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed the neuro side of things. There was like a neuropsychology course and all that sort of stuff. That was great. But yeah, I couldn't see myself as an exercise physiologist or a sports psychologist. And I was like, okay, well, I like being active. I don't think I can sit at a desk for too long. And I love the health and wellbeing stuff.
Yeah.
And I was always, and backtrack, like even when I was 12 playing adult cricket, Mum and Dad made sure I was going down to the little kids, and I'd help set up like the under sixes. I'd help set up with another parent and do that.
Yeah, lovely.
And then I had a level 1 coaching certificate for cricket when I was like, I don't know, 12 or 13 and things. So there's always like a process of giving back, and maybe just due to being pretty good, I suppose, back then, like you always looked at to leadership.
Yeah.
As well.
So there's that leadership theme.
Yeah, leadership, a bit of coach, and then the connection and the people and the team stuff.
Yeah. And encouraging to make sure that the people that are a little bit 2 steps behind, you're there to guide them. So that's right from a young age. Yeah. So when you were at uni and you're doing this psychology thing and you're sitting there going, oh my gosh, eye roll.
Yeah, this person studied this and then they said this, but then the next person studied this and then they said this. I'm like, oh, this is like, just give me some answers, bro.
Yeah. So what do you think you were looking for, like on a personal level, because you'd kind of come this far?
I think I wanted to be active. I wanted to use my hands.
Yeah.
Well, be active. Hands is sort of like the chiro thing that you sort of adapt to and learn. But I think I just got excited about helping people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, which is something that you were doing anyway.
Yeah, in different ways.
In sport or wherever you were at.
Yeah. Okay. So it became.
So what was that like? You became a chiropractor, because I imagine, I'm going to just say that it's probably similar to what I do, in a sense that you'll have some people that come that miraculously heal, and then you got other people that are just there every week. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, we can go with
like, what was that like for you? If you're a person who just really wants to help people, there are always going to be a percentage of people that are just have to learn how to help themselves.
Yeah, and I think that became quite evident as I started into chiropractic, and then I kicked into the personal development stuff and found that probably the thing that I was sort of looking for.
So what was that?
For psychology. I was just like a bit of more of a roadmap and a better understanding, and like I suppose more the positive psychology of things rather than the clinical psychology. More that, okay, well, how do we live? Maybe not thinking about a longer, healthier, happier life then, but like grabbing life by the balls and doing it.
How do we just grab?
Yeah, like let's not fuck around. Let's not piss fight around. Like let's get stuck in. Like I'm not here to work until I'm 65, retire, and then die. Like I would be a statistic. That we'll probably mention at some point. I would have been a statistic if I just kept on that. Yeah. Rabbit hole.
So turning up and doing that same job every day, and really, did you feel fulfilled some days and unfulfilled other days? Like, what was it that sort of?
I think I was fulfilled. It was like, the external, like, okay, here's the goal, and then again meeting more great people. Ended up on the 10-year plan after finishing chiro.
Yeah.
To own a practice on the beach, and then realising at the start of my final year in 2013, like, I just found my ideal location in an amazing practice with a world-renowned chiropractic coach, not just a chiropractor, that everyone said was like the guy.
Yep.
And I was like, I got a job with him and I'm on the beach. Like, how good's that? Like, job done.
So you're like, hang on a second, I just manifested
Well,
this overnight. What else can I manifest?
Yeah, a little bit. There was like a long, you're building a business in some regards as well, but then you're learning to communicate with people.
Which you sort of had that anyway.
I think they had that, but then, which was great because you learn 5 years of all the big words, and then you've got to relate it to someone who doesn't really care about the big words. They just need it to be. You need to explain it in the way that they're going to understand it.
Yeah.
And so you're not just, and part of the the Reiki journey or the personal, like there's a understanding and learning that you do internally. Absolutely. And then you want to encourage everyone to join you on this amazing path.
Yeah.
But you've got to wait for them, or you've got to start drip feeding them in a way that they'll understand.
Yeah.
And don't expect, just because you love something doesn't mean everyone else has to love it with you.
Yeah. You've got to come out of the born again vegan phase.
Yeah, right? Yeah, and that's fine, but you've got to if you want to help people, you actually need to listen to them and understand them, and they've got it. You can't force them to decide.
No, you can't.
And the more you try, I think the more you get burnt out.
Yes.
So it was quite a big learning. Like, you don't just, hey, I'm a chiropractor. Everyone knows a chiropractor. This is easy, right? You just put the sign up and everyone, oh no, that doesn't happen. Even in the established practice that have been around for like 30 years or 45 years. I was like, that was, again, a bit of resilience and a bit of, just internal resolve, like getting through uni, like getting through high school, like just I would turn inward and I'd just get like super focused and like, I'll bloody figure this out.
Yeah.
And I'll keep just sort of turning up and we'll see what happens.
So tell me, what for you personally, what did you get out of learning to be a chiropractor? What did that do for Sam as a human?
Yeah, it was a whole, I think as a chiropractor you're exposed to thinking different. You're kind of the black sheep of the family. Whether that they accept chiropractic or not, but you're willing to look at things, willing to look at things differently and to ask questions.
Yeah.
And I used to think, I never understood philosophy when it was a subject. Well, it wasn't part of uni or anything, but I never really understood philosophy until hanging out with Mark Postles up here in the practice of understanding the importance of asking why. We're coming full circle, right? Well, why would you do that? Like that, everyone else is fat, sick, and nearly dead, right? Like, what? Why? How about you try something different? Why don't you try this? Like, why don't you try that? Why don't? And rather than putting something on it, what caused it in the first place, and maybe look at addressing that.
Yeah.
So whether that's a mindset or whether that's a skin issue, which I work through with different things as well, like just the ability to ask a different question and maybe be more willing. And I think that Ted Lasso video that does the rounds on being curious. Okay, well, what if I do try this? How do I feel?
What have you got to lose?
Like, this other stuff isn't working that's meant to work.
Yeah. And
then the list of side effects that go with that.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I didn't know about that. Yeah. What's that going to do for me later in life? Like, yeah. So
that's what it gave you. It gave you curiosity.
Yeah, let's just ask why and see what answer. It's kind of, some of these things are going to sound cliche until you've actually lived them. Like, and I think some of the frustration on the journey of like, well, I've read all the books, I've had all the coaching courses. Like, that's not until you go through the journey and sit down on the couch and have a chat about it. And like, oh, yeah, that's that. I see the context of that now. Like, it's different reading the book to learning.
Yeah,
that's
these
part
days,
of the process, right? You've got to go and learn it, and then you practice it, and you fuck it up a few times, and then you start to learn your own way of that, and then go into that. Because I thought I was going to be a coach, right? I thought I was going to be some sort of coach, and what I found was that wasn't the vehicle. The vehicle was already there as we started what is now, Grab Life by the Balls. But I think the philosophy personally of just like asking deeper questions,
being curious,
and
being willing to listen,
waiting for the answer, right? It's about asking the right or a better question, and not always frustration sometimes and wanting to get shit done. I think, but waiting for the answer, because the answer will pop in in the shower, on the toilet, in the car. But you have to have planned that question before.
Yeah, which could have been like 3 days earlier. And then you get the shits because the answer's not there now.
Yeah.
And it's that patience and trust that I have asked. I am curious. Now I have to just let the information come to me.
Yeah.
So you sort of journeyed to the end of chiropractic, or within that space.
It's important to add.
Yeah.
That within 12 weeks, I met this amazing lady, Karen Smith.
Let's hear about that, because I met Karen, and she changed my life as well. So. What happened there? Because courses were amazing.
I'm getting chilled.
I got them too.
Yeah. It was the wellness guys, so there was a bunch of chiropractors doing a podcast.
Yes.
And then the offshoot of that became a whole podcast channel. Before podcasts were a thing, this was like the early days of podcasting, so they were huge. Huge for someone that was starting to think differently about health and wellness and all those sorts of things. So we had the chiros talking, but then there was the up for a chat ladies.
Yeah.
Cindy O'Meara, Kim Morrison, and Karen Smith. And they, about the same time that I'd met Mark, that I knew I was coming to the Sunshine Coast to practice. And then there were these amazing people that had these amazing businesses that were doing amazing things on the Sunshine Coast. I was like, oh my God, this is like, can't wait to get to the Sunshine Coast.
It's a bit of a mecca. But it honestly is here. We've got some amazing humans that live here and have got amazing businesses that are creating huge change for that space where people can find themselves.
Yeah.
So what did meeting Karen do for you?
Well, I hadn't heard her main keynote, and it was at a chiropractic conference because they're two obviously quite, Cindy's husband, Howie's a chiropractor. They all float in the same, everyone sort of floats in that same health and wellbeing circle on the coast, spiritual circles.
Yes.
Heard Karen's story about the Bali bomb stuff, and I was just like, amazing presenter, held this whole auditorium just like in her hand, and it was just her presence was captivating, but the story that went with it was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And so there was a ball that night, one of those massive, again, conference ones with however many tables. Didn't know anyone, I was still a student, got this table like right up the back, sort of hidden away, and then no shit, Cindy O'Meara and Karen Smith sit down at a table.
Amazing.
So Karen, that was amazing. And then I think it was actually before I even knew I was coming to Sunny Coast, and I was like, I'm coming up to do placement, and it still wasn't fully lined up. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then just stayed in touch with her. Like Mark's very well connected with all of them. Mark Bossels, Kyron. And then I was just in Karen there for a little while, and she's like, I'm doing this little speaker course in Melbourne in March, like literally 12 weeks into my dream job, my dream career. This is me happily ever after.
Yeah.
And then I think Karen could see I had a voice, but I wasn't embodying the messages I was trying to find. But I had the tools, I had the structure. I think I had a little bit of. I actually found that I really liked speaking. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I just spent 6 years working my ass off, and now I'm like, am I meant to be a speaker? Like I get more out of this, and I don't even know. I haven't even found my topic yet, but I've got a voice.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know how to use it.
Yep.
And that was like I knew within 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Of a 7-year career, if you like, in chiropractic. I knew within 12 weeks I was something else. And then I suppose there was frustration of not being able to, I was ready. I'm ready. Like, I need to go. Like, I wasn't sure of the topic, but I knew I was, and turning up and doing, not that it's the same, but it felt like just doing the same thing over and over again, having the same conversations and trying to mold the conversation. And there's intricacies and stuff that aren't the same within that, but I was like, I saw everyone else around me, the great chiros in that office, like I think of Susan, Sally, Mark, humming, right? Yeah. They're on purpose, they're doing their thing, and I felt unworthy because I was trying to feel that thing, and I was doing all the things to feel that way, and it wasn't working for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a hard thing, to be somewhere and to really just know this is not where I'm supposed to be, but to also not know where you're meant to be. Right.
But you know it's not here.
You know it's not it.
And
Isn't it?
You've got a general view of like, oh, okay. And then the cricket, I suppose the cricket mentality, you know, like, right, I'm going to be a coach, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm like, you know, like hyper focused on that, and I forgot what was happening around me, because by 2016, I just did talk to the men's shed. 2016 was our first, what became Grub Life by the Balls, was Bros, Burgers and Brews, and that was sort of bubbling in the background from 2016.
From 16. So after you did your thing with Karen and you realised that you've got a voice and you just need to figure out what your message is.
It's easier to say that looking back, right?
Yeah, I
didn't know that at the time.
No, because now we can look back and go, okay, because we know you are the founder of Grab Life by the Balls.
Yeah.
Right, which is
So we're a men's mental health charity, or technically we're a health promotion charity, and what we found is that if you want to do one thing to make positive change or help implement change, so before the shit hits the fan, is that mateship and social connection is the one thing. If you're going to choose one thing to do, there's lots of things you can do all combined, but if you're going to do one thing, it's emphasising, promoting, encouraging, facilitating an environment for mateship and social connection.
Yeah. And
particularly, and then there's nuances in that.
Absolutely.
You know, talking to the male demographic, right? Trying to engage a.
But I think you said last week to me, it's like, you just organise a barbecue.
Yeah.
Because people need to be fed.
Yeah.
And it's as easy as that, to create a change.
Yeah.
To do something different that is something out of the ordinary. That you as an individual that feels like you can't help, well, you can help, because if you organise a barbecue, you're organising and facilitating an opportunity for people to come together that might not normally come together.
Yeah.
You know, and so tell me about when you did your first Bros, Burgers and Brews.
You got it right. That was the issue, right? I was like spent all this time on alliteration, making it fun, but no.
See you next week for this second part of our discussion with Sam Parker from Grab Life by the Balls. He is a man on a mission, helping men's mental health and offering a really easy way to provide connection in community. If you enjoy this podcast, remember to like and subscribe and share it with someone that you think would benefit from this. The further the messages of the stories of awakening are spread, it's happening all over the world now. People are awakening, and it's an exciting time to be alive.
The content found within these podcasts are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Nothing on this website is intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any physical or medical conditions. If you have any physical or medical conditions, you should seek the advice of your medical professional immediately. These podcasts have a meditative effect, so please never drive a vehicle while listening to Guided Meditation Podcast.